The United States Marine Corps' newest vehicle, the Long Range Fires Launcher, or LRFL, is a cutting-edge unmanned platform that catapults a variant of the Tomahawk missile. The technology emerged soon after the United States broke free from the confines of the Intermediate Nuclear Forces Treaty. Today, this potent duo allows the branch to hit moving enemy vessels up to 1,000 miles away, and if several are deployed rapidly in different positions, this number can extend a denial area over 1 million square miles. As the tides of conflict shift in the Pacific, the LRFL is part of the shifting tides of the Marine Corps strategy, where bigger is better. The words of Colonel Eldridge, commanding officer of the 11th Marine Regiment, resonate with the unveiling of this new era. Quote, "I imagine someone pretty high up said, 'We've seen what Marines can do with rifles. Let's see what Marines can do with Tomahawks.'" After 2 decades of asymmetric ground-based warfare, primarily in the Middle East, fighting against irregular forces using guerrilla tactics, the United States Marine Corps is now evolving. The transition is toward becoming a more modern naval expeditionary force, better suited for potential future conflicts with near-peer adversaries and ever-complex maritime challenges. With a new emphasis on advanced technology and long-range capabilities, its latest weapons platform, the Long Range Fires Launcher, or LRFL, is the most significant proof of this metamorphosis. It's a common practice in military engineering to iteratively develop vehicles based on existing platforms, and the LRFL is no exception. A collection of technologies already in service in other branches, this uncrewed 4x4 launch vehicle is based on the unmanned Rogue Fires vehicle, derived from Oshkosh Defense's Joint Light Tactical Vehicle. The JLTV, which replaced the iconic Humvee, entered service in 2019 and has been adapted for various Navy and Marine uses. The Rogue Fires is itself based upon the Naval Marine Expeditionary Ship Interdiction System, or Nemesis, a maneuverable anti-ship weapon with a range of 200 miles. And despite not being entirely new, the LRFL will leverage these technologies to new ends, all centered around one particularly dangerous missile, the anti-ship optimized maritime strike Tomahawk. Since their introduction last century, the U.S. military has frequently used Tomahawk missiles as a crucial instrument in its strategic operations due to their long range, high success rate, and extreme precision in engaging targets. More often than not, whether on its own in a limited strike, or as the opening salvo of a much larger combat operation, a Tomahawk is often the first weapon deployed by the nation's leaders, and in many other countries in the world. But until now, the majority of these launches have been carried out by Navy ships equipped with vertical launch tubes. With the introduction of the LRFL ground-based launcher, the United States Marine Corps enhanced its capabilities by employing the newest and most improved Tomahawk variant. The Maritime Strike Tomahawk, or Block 5, is a variant of the cruise missile optimized for anti-ship operations. While hitting moving ships at sea is difficult, especially if surface weapons are the only available ones, as submarines and fighter jets don't often have enough range, the LRFL Tomahawk Duo transforms the Marine Corps strike capabilities, enabling them to hit targets up to 1,000 miles away with subsonic precision. The most modern Tomahawks, beginning with Block 3, can loiter over a battle space for hours. Their slower speeds also contribute to their effectiveness, making them challenging to jam or intercept. These state-of-the-art missiles, designed to fly just above sea level, often evade detection by standard ship-based air defense radars. Moreover, they are fortified against electronic interference. They can navigate using alternative methods in environments where GPS is compromised. The missile's onboard systems also allow it to rapidly course-correct when closing with moving targets, like an enemy ship sailing at full speed. In addition to striking targets, thanks to a new electro-optical sensor, a second Tomahawk can also fly over previous targets to relay data back to a command element for battle damage assessments, turning the missile into a powerful intelligence-gathering tool. This powerful combination might be of crucial use in the shifting power dynamics within the Asia-Pacific region, only recently made available. While ground-launched Tomahawk missiles were used before during the Cold War, the Intermediate Nuclear Forces Treaty, signed in 1987, restricted the deployment of ground-based missiles with similar ranges. But this has since changed. In 2019, the United States withdrew from the treaty, namely because of Russian violations and ever-growing strategic competition with China. And that same year, the U.S. launched a Tomahawk in a test as a show of force. Since then, America has returned to the ground-based deployment and development of missiles and platforms to launch them, with the Marine Corps' Long Range Fires Launcher being just one example. The Marine Corps' Long-Range Fires Launcher and its cousin vehicle, Nemesis, are only part of a growing joint-service long-range land-based strike ecosystem. This initiative is driven by a U.S. military-wide desire for long-range capabilities for land, sea, and air targets, focusing on the need for those capabilities in any future conflict with China. These weapons will now become key components of the Marine Corps' future operations, like island-hopping scenarios, such as those that Marines might encounter during a future high-end conflict in the Pacific against China. During warfare, Marine Corps LRFL units will be able to engage targets both at sea and ashore, anywhere within a bubble extending roughly 1,000 miles out in all directions from where they are deployed, meaning this could encompass up to 3 million square miles. This unprecedented range allows the Marine Corps to quickly establish an area denial bubble around any occupied position, including captured islands. If the Marine Corps launchers can be deployed and redeployed within forward areas quickly, this would help extend their reach and general flexibility, reducing their vulnerability to counterattack and otherwise complicating an opponent's decision-making and targeting cycles. The LRFL could be potentially instrumental in halting the advance of adversary naval forces, including China's expanding carrier groups. This ability is something the United States Army hasn't had to worry about since the end of World War II. Recently, China's People's Liberation Army Navy has massively expanded the size and scope of its carrier fleets, bringing this concern back to the forefront of military strategy. In the near future, the strategic-level anti-ship capability, focused on long-range precision strikes, could be a decisive factor, positioning the Marine Corps at the forefront of the U.S. military's pivot toward countering emerging threats in the Asia-Pacific theater. On July 21, 2023, at a ceremony at Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton in California, the branch activated its first-ever land-based Tomahawk cruise missile-armed unit. Alpha Battery, which falls under the 11th Marine Regiment, is the first of 3 long-range missile batteries that the Corps' top brass plans to procure beginning in 2024. During the activation, Colonel Patrick Eldridge, commanding officer of the 11th Marine Regiment, stated, quote, "This is a historic chapter in the Marine Corps and the 11th Marine Regiment. The American people expect the Marine Corps to prepare for war." According to the Defense Visual Information Distribution Service, the battery is now set to undergo training using the long-range fire launcher vehicles, along with other supporting assets. The new battery has been created to improve the long-range strike capabilities of the branch as a whole. Given the rising tensions in the Pacific, its primary purpose is to increase sea denial capability and lethality sooner rather than later. The Marines from the battery, together with the leadership of the 11th Marines, will work on perfecting the tactics, techniques, and procedures needed to employ the vehicles accurately. According to Captain Justin Hillebrand, who became the battery's first commander, quote, "These Marines have done phenomenal things. They took an idea and are making it work. The job just started, but this capability will be able to reach out and provide devastating and lethal fires." The Marines are currently in the process of determining exactly how this newly activated unit will be equipped and employed in both peace and war times. But according to Kathy Close, a Marine Corps spokesperson, the service expects to have a fully operational Tomahawk armed battalion no later than fiscal year 2030. The ceremony also brought the first official look of the LRFL uncrewed 4x4 launch vehicle, its Tomahawk cruise missile core. With this unveiling, more details about the vehicle and its capabilities will likely come with time. The exact number of launchers and other systems within each battery has not been disclosed. Another central question in warfare analysts and tech aficionados' minds is whether these long-range missile units will also be able to employ other weapons in the future. However, according to the spokesperson, the potential is likely, quote, "It is possible, with significant additional investment, that the LMSL launchers, fire control, missile handling systems, and crew training could be modified to employ other missile systems."